Yo, what's up guys and welcome back to Cheeky. Today we're back with another video. This time it's an RM documentary. The inspirational story of Kim Namjoon. This one really caught my eye and I was like, I had to do this one. So let's check this out. Of course, it's made by BTS7 ARMY8 and we're hoping and showing Tae all of our support for a quick and smooth recovery. You got this, Tae. Fighting. And let's go.
여러분의 인생에 언젠가 저희의 존재가, 저희의 음악이, 저희의 무대가, 저희의 사진, 영상이 여러분한테 아주 조금이라도 아픔이 100이라면 그 100을 99, 98, 97로 만들어줄 수 있다면 그걸로 저희의 존재의 가치는 충분합니다. 정말 사랑합니다.
아이고. Ah, man.
증명하겠습니다.
Wow, he said, I'll prove it to you all. That is one of the things that I don't know if those people who are writing that understands the kind of impact it can have on someone. It is not okay to just write things just because you can't see them or you're not in person, because it doesn't matter. Those words can still mess up someone's mood, mess up someone's day. So, why aren't people just a little bit more considerate? If you don't like something, like if you're just being objective and you look at something and you're like, you know what, this just isn't my style. There's nothing wrong with that. You can just move on. But when you go on and try to make the person feel bad about themselves, like what's happening here, that is absolutely vile. Like, I can tell you guys, I think we've all had comments kind of get to us. Me, I had one a couple of weeks back, and I couldn't do anything. Like, it just affected my whole day. Now, I can't imagine even being in this position where you're reading this on a constant from the same type of group of people always trying to just pull you down, or people that like, we all go through things in life. Everybody has something that they go through in life, but not everybody tries to drag people down because of it. So, and that's not an excuse. So people shouldn't do this. No. Sorry for the rant, but truly, fame can be a hard pill to swallow. I can't imagine being BTS. But even though the world is so cruel and brings them down, he still wants to make the world a better place by making really bit inspirational and life-saving music. Besides, they have absolutely incredible rap songs. That's why BTS is so amazing. They have the top vocalists and the top rappers. He even studied philosophy to make better lyrics, deep thinking.
화양연화를 만들다 보니까 사람의 심리나 어떤 그런 게 궁금해져서 철학 공부를 시작을 해서 열심히 하고 있어요. 그래서 아무튼
역시 리더입니다, 리더.
더 좋은 가사로, 더 좋은 가사와 좋은 감성으로 여러분께 보답하도록 하겠습니다.
I absolutely love philosophy. I took 3 classes when I was studying. Now, obviously, it's changed my mindset a whole lot. And I would recommend you guys, if you're interested in that too, you should definitely give it a shot. But I've probably forgotten most of it, but some of the most vital things have stuck to me. But let's see. It's sad to know that even the kindest hearts receives a lot of hate. Yep, I've had to accept that everyone cannot love me, because when there's love, there's hate. When there's light, there's dark. But it's really hard to accept as an artist that there's a lot of people that hate me, but on the other side, there are many more people who love me. I think everyone goes through that. Wow, that's beautiful. I don't want to pause too much, but just think about this real quick. Someone like him, he's following his dreams. He's working hard every day. He is going through hours and hours of basically blood, sweat, and tears. And then just for people to hate on him, like how do you accept that? Why is that happening? you know? Precious, there's no one like him. One and only leader. He's not using it for granted at all. Influencing the youth. Let's give him all the love and support he deserves. Always. Always. He's a pure angel who's working hard to make every army's lives better and happier. Yeah. Namjoon. Let's see. At BTS Bon Voyage Season 4, Episode 6, Army's respect for Namjoon keeps getting higher and higher at this point because... Oh, I haven't seen this. Because... The effort he puts in writing songs, producing songs is too much. Yeah. It's not just that either. Arm is still a humble person even though he's a superstar. He's the same Namjoon 7 years ago. There was even a time when a fan told him that she was nervous because it was her first time to attend a fan meeting. Ah, that's beautiful. Arm then replied, "Just imagine that I'm still a trainee. If you see your favorite, think that way," said Arm to make the fan less anxious. He knows what to say, how to think. The fan then replied, "But you're my favorite." Oof. I got goosebumps there.
You know what? We share the same pain, and it's called division. So, you know, we might look different, we might speak different, we might eat different, we might live different, but we share the same heart, and we have this communion.
Oh my god. Goosebumps. A lot of youth of this generation are struggling with self-hate and depression, so they spoke up and taught people to love themselves. That's what I love so much about them. This is more than just making music and becoming famous. These guys have been coming out with a message. A message. They're leaving their mark. They're not just a, come and go. They're here to stay because of the impact they have on youth, because of the things that they've inflicted and the mindsets that they've changed. I can't tell you how many people have probably been saved by BTS. They have affected me. They have affected my life in the short time that I've gotten to know them, just through videos. Now imagine being a longtime fan. Imagine you're going through something and you hear these kind of things. You hear their music. It is just magic.
What is loving myself? What is loving yourself? I don't know. Who can define their own method and the way of loving myself? It's our mission. It's our mission to define our way to love ourselves. So it's never intended, but it feels like I'm using you guys to love myself. So I want to say one thing. Please use me. Please use BTS to love yourself.
I'm sorry, there's going to be pauses because what a speech. What a speech. The most precious gift we can give to ourselves is self-love. One that doesn't cost anything, but that's worth everything. 100%. 100%. This man also taught us what true happiness is. True happiness.
그래서 저희가 이 화양연화에 대한 얘기를 함으로써 여러분들이 자신의 화양연화에 대해서 한 번 더 생각해보고 자신이 정말 진정 지금 과도기일 수도 있어요, 여러분. 그쵸? 요즘 정말 청춘 힘들다 많이 하잖아요. 88만 원 세대, 제가 가사에 썼듯이 5% 세대, 7% 세대 많은데 정말 그런 그 과도기 안에서도 내가 어떤 상태인지 사실 행복은 정말 잡았을 때 얻어지는 것이 아니라 그 잡으러 얻으러 가는 그 과정에 있다고 하는 사람들도 굉장히 많거든요. 그래서 조금만 시각을 다르게 보면 어떻게 보면 여러분 지금 힘드신 분들도 굉장히 많을 텐데 지금이 화양연화일 수도 정말 있을 겁니다. 정말 그냥 하는 얘기가 아니라 정말 그렇게 생각할 수 있었으면 좋겠어요. 네, 그래서 여러분만 화양연화를 느낄 수 있다면 지금 이 순간부터 그리고 죽을 때까지 우리는 아마 화양연화일 거라고 생각합니다.
His words, when he speaks, you just gotta let those words kind of sink in, kind of marinate because of the depth to those words that he's speaking. Now, I said this once before, but it feels like, how humans use like 9% of their brain? It feels like Namjoon has definitely surpassed that. because the way of his thinking, the depth of it, and just the way that he looks at things and puts things in different perspectives, and his wordplay and his lyrics and the way that he writes, it's all so beautiful, intelligent. He's also the same man who taught us to embrace, forgive, and accept.
Maybe I made a mistake yesterday,
I go.
but yesterday's me is still me.
This is
Today, I am who I am with all of my faults and my mistakes. Tomorrow, I might be a tiny bit wiser, and that'd be me too.
that'd be me too.
These faults and mistakes are what I am, making up the brightest stars in the constellation of my life.
Oh my God, goosebumps.
I have come to love myself for who I am, for who I was, and for who I hope to become. I like to say the one last thing. After releasing our Love Yourself albums and launching the Love Myself campaign, we started to hear remarkable stories from our fans all over the world, how our message helped them overcome their hardships in life and start loving themselves.
Wow.
Those stories constantly remind us of our responsibility.
That speech, the things that he's saying, being in their position, there's so much they can do, and they can just, it's not a job for them. It's not like, okay, now we've reached this amount of fame, now it's time to, do this or do that. Because you can see a lot of people at the very top of the food chain when it comes to fame and money and success. They don't do this kind of thing. There's a lot of people that just they don't even really care about those things. They just do what they want to do, and that's it. But BTS have once again taken an incredibly, I would say, a mountain on their shoulder, which is always trying to keep on these messages, whether it comes to racism, discrimination, identity, orientation. No matter what kind of, it's a tough world, but they're navigating it so well, and they're just going through it and sending out these positive messages to all of us. It is, it can't be stated enough how big of a thing that is, and it's inspired people because they're genuine. When we love ourselves, we forgive ourselves, as we would forgive a child who's still learning, because we know that we're not perfect. We're not perfect, and accepting that our mistakes don't define us. Failing is a natural part of life. Everyone is entitled to. If we love ourselves, we treat ourselves kindly. Oh my God. When we make a mistake, we should give ourselves the opportunity to learn from it, to become wiser because of it. That is so true. I think when you make a mistake, it doesn't ruin who you are, it doesn't define who you are. But what really is important is, how do you navigate, how do you act afterwards, which is what being said here. How are you going to learn from something that you weren't proud of, or a mistake that happened, something that just didn't go right? How do you make sure that doesn't happen again? We shouldn't set unrealistically high expectations of ourselves. We're only human, and we must acknowledge our imperfections 100%. Those are some beautiful quotes.
So, let's take all one more step. We have learned to love ourselves. So now I urge you to speak yourself. I like to ask all of you, what is your name? What excites you and makes your heart beat? Tell me your story. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your conviction. No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, your gender identity, just speak yourself. Find your name and find your voice by speaking yourself. I'm Kim Namjoon, and also ARMY8.
Wow.
I'm an idol, and I'm an artist from a small town in Korea.
That is
Like most people, I've made many and plenty mistakes in my life. I have many faults, and I have many more fears, but I'm gonna embrace myself as hard as I can. And I'm starting to love myself gradually, just little by little. What is your name?
what is your name?
Speak yourself.
That is one of the most incredible speeches, I would say, of all time. Because of the reach it has to people, because of the fact that he doesn't just talk just to talk, but he is saying, hello, who are you? What is your name? What is your story? Talk about yourself. Tell me about yourself. And then he introduces himself and talks about himself. He puts himself out there. They're showing themselves when they're at a vulnerable state. Just to, so that people can also see how it is to be real, how, these guys may be, so famous and so rich and all that, but that doesn't change. They're also going through things, and they're showing that to the fans, and in turn showing how they kind of work alongside of it, and how it's okay to sometimes just not be at your best. It's okay to stumble, but it's about how you get yourself back up, and basically inspiring people to be themselves. Unfortunately, we live in a world. Well, I'm gonna take it at the end. I don't want to ruin the immersion, but he's also the same man who reminds us that we are worth it. We're worth it.
You guys were our school. You guys were our dream. You guys were our happiness. You guys were our wings. You guys were our cosmos. You guys were our lights out.
Beautiful moment in life.
Beautiful moment in life.
이렇게 이 컨셉은 여기서 한번 끝나지만 우리가 우리를 사랑하는 그 방법을 그 길을
Wow.
계속 찾아가는 앞으로의 여정은 끝나지 않으니까 우리 이렇게 앞으로도 같이 손 잡고 같이 우리 스스로를 더 사랑할 수 있게 앞으로도
To love
함께 했으면
ourselves.
좋겠습니다. 알죠?
Wow. You were the reason that I survived. I spent so long in darkness that would never end. You're the one that light the morning through my head. Make it right. Lyrics. Wow. Happy birthday, Namjoon. Thanks for everything you've taught us. We love you. Wow. This was an absolutely amazing video, actually. BTS7 ARMY8. Of course, thank you so much. I would definitely recommend you guys to go and subscribe here. We're also going to check out, of course, these other ones too. I don't know if this is from the same channel, but what I wanted to continue is, just so I don't forget, we live in a world where people can't speak about themselves. They can't be who they are. One of the things that kind of broke my heart a little bit, a longtime friend of mine, I wouldn't say longtime friend. I would say we're like acquaintances. It's like we've both been busy with life in general, so we haven't been able to hang out as much and play games and stuff. But they told me about a secret of theirs, and I don't know why. They were like, I trust you, so I wanted to. I'm not gonna go into details, but they basically told me this secret. And the fact that they were so scared and worried, and the fact that they're like, oh no, they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that, and it just affected me, because it shouldn't be like that. Like nobody should live in fear. Nobody should live in a situation where they can't express who they are or the thoughts that they have. And this is what BTS are doing. They're paving the way in so many areas. They're not just, I don't think anyone can really compare themselves to BTS. It doesn't matter how much you try. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I don't know if someone is knocking on the door, but I don't know if it's a prank thingy, but Either way, excuse me. All right, I'm sorry once again. Really important phone call. But what I wanted to say was, we shouldn't live in a world where this is going on. There should be no discrimination against anybody. People should be able to be themselves, love themselves, and speak yourself. He is so intelligent in the way that he speaks, in the way that he conveys his genuine emotions through his speeches. Because when he talks, you can't help but listen. And when I say listen, I mean like listen wholeheartedly, not just be there and, because there's different levels to listening and taking it in. And when Namjoon talks, you really just soak it all in because of the things that he's saying. He's going through this himself, and he's saying it. It's a process. It's not like you're gonna do one thing, you're gonna take one step, and okay, we're done. Like loving yourself and speaking yourself, it's a process, and it's just an ongoing thing that's gonna go on in this world. And the more of the younger generation and all of the other ones, all of us, basically, the more of us that adapt this kind of thinking, the easier it's going to be on the future. And hopefully we can, my goal would be us reaching a point where everybody can just be each other. How in the Universe music video, there's aliens, there's people all over, and they're just, everybody is just one. They're all dancing to the music, and there's no divide. There's no divide. Hopefully we can achieve that one day. But the hate comments, it's absolutely vile. I don't know if people realize how much of an effect it can have on others when you go through those moments. Because Namjoon isn't just writing music, writing songs and producing them and making them and rapping. He's also practicing and doing all those, doing like with the other members. They're all dancing, they're all going to photo shoots, they're all going to interviews. There's so much that these guys have to work on constantly. So random people just coming in and disregarding everything they do, it's not something I condone. But I feel like I've talked too much. I apologize. But I am 100% sharing the same kind of thoughts that Namjoon is going out here, and I support him wholeheartedly. And I am so touched by the fact that BTS and him are giving out these messages. How many people have they affected? How many people have they supported? Because there's a lot of people that probably feels alone, or feels like they can't really show who they are, or they're struggling in some sort. There's so many people that have different kind of issues. Everybody has something. And the fact that they can touch so many people and bring us all together, that is what surprised me the most when I became an ARMY. I'm seeing fans ranging from all different types of ages, from all kind of countries, all over the world. It's like, wow, this is really a safe place that's been created here. And hopefully it can continue, and we can affect those who are less open-minded. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, stay safe. Wonderful video. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.